there are more like structures for getting over heartbreak and like retreats and like, you know, self-care days.
A podcast
yeah,
about
100 different podcasts.
Yeah.
You know, like like the algorithm figures out you're heartbroken and starts recommending bath bombs to you.
Okay, but you're ready.
I am ready.
Okay. So this is like the New Year's episode. It's sort of like it's like what do they call that? That's like the mid-season finale or something. Ooh. And even though people keep being like, what's season 2? And I have ideas, but I feel like I like kind of just like got into a flow of like the work of this.
Yeah.
And like I feel like I'm kind of just, I don't know, like.
Well, if you should only do season. Firstly, you're not part of TV season, so
you
can do any schedule you want.
No, I know. And maybe it just is the kind of thing that people like. That's like a question to ask. You know, they like want to express interest.
People want to know what season 2 is.
Yeah.
Well, what is season 2?
Well, I have ideas, but what I'm trying to say is that like, I feel like a lot of like part of me doing this is like in our relationship, I think part of like the projective identification of it all was like your creativity and your creative practice. Like I think I really wanted that for myself and didn't know how to get it. And so this does feel like an expression of that in a way. And
what does that have to do with your choosing?
Well, it has to do with like, I'm interested in like being in a practice about heartbreak for a while. Like I want to like, I'm trying to clear up some space in my schedule so that I can be like studying more about this, and I'd like to make episodes that are like more theoretical and less like I'm trying to think of a way to have an episode that has no guest.
Yeah, I think that it's just this is like season 1 of 30 Rock. Have you watched those episodes?
Yeah.
They're very weird.
Yeah.
You're just setting up the paradigm for for the next 7 seasons.
Yes.
And so I would encourage you just to work hard and not to worry.
No, I am.
Keep on using that Lima, bitch.
Michael's talking about an at-home face laser that I recently bought, which I recommend. 10
Lima,
out of 10.
Sponsor us.
Oh my God, I would to be the face of Lima. That's like the highest sponsorship honor I can imagine.
What do you think my best sponsorship would be?
Capsule. We already did it.
Oh my God, read me.
But my point is that this is. I'm kind of joking that this is the mid-season finale, but you have been listening to like every episode, I think.
And watching. Why do you think I'm talking about Lima?
And watching. What? As I wonder what your impressions have been so far as a listener about like what has emerged that's been interesting to you, like what's caught your attention?
I think you're doing a great job. I think you personally, if I were you, I would be a little bit more focused on the topic. I think you're very open. And I agree that it's important to be open. Mm-hmm. This is just my opinion. You asked, which you asked
well,
for.
I'm specifically asking more about like what you've thought about what people are sharing and like what you've noticed about what's emerged around the subject of heartbreak.
Yeah, well, I think that people have very wide-ranging relationships to any topic. Yeah. And I think that you should just, I don't know, you didn't ask me for a criticism of the podcast.
No.
You want to cut that?
No, it's fine. I don't.
Okay. Well, listeners, if you agree with me, tweet #focus. Not kidding. Cut that part out. No, what do I think? I think everyone means well. Mm-hmm. At least the people that you've interviewed. Yeah. But most people who don't mean well don't know that they don't mean well. Mm-hmm. I don't know. That's a really good question. What universalities have I noticed?
Or even just like what moments have been like, have you like who's been on that you've been like, I like listening to this person?
People don't the way that heartbreak is continuous with people's experience of every other emotion shows that like heartbreak is at once like a juncture in your life and and an abyss or whatever, but it's also like a flavor that you go through every day. You know what I mean? And I know that sounds sort of corny, but like, you know, I mean, in the way you were talking with someone about like personality disorders and like how they people may not have personality disorders themselves, but their actions states of, and I think that heartbreak is that too. It's like someone could be really heartbroken, like Romeo and Juliet, but someone could be heartbroken at the loss of a friend. Yeah. And I guess in the Joni Mitchell's Cloud song, I really don't know heartbreak at all at the end of this. Like it's everything. You know? Yeah. Like you brought someone in to talk about professional heartbreak. So in that way, why I was saying focus is that, you know, I'd be interested if you know, like you are acting as a therapist and like, do you feel closer to knowing what heartbreak is? Or do you just think it's like a Kantian sort of thing where it means something different to everyone, but the thing that it means to everyone is it means the same thing to each individual person. Not that it means the same thing for everyone, but everyone orients themselves towards heartbreak in the same way that everyone else orients themselves towards heartbreak. Does that make sense?
No.
Like Kant says, and I like that. He doesn't say that beauty, I mean, this may be misquoting him, but he doesn't say that beauty is like a specific thing, but he says when someone says something is beautiful, they are saying they believe in its universal beauty. They're saying like they think that it should be beautiful to everyone. Yeah. So it's not that, and that can be different for everyone, but it's like, but to call something heartbreaking, for someone to call something heartbreak is to acknowledge that there's like a place beyond disappointment that's like spiritual. Maybe that's like, you know, and that like, yeah, because what is the difference between disappointment and heartbreak? Like is heartbreak just like extreme disappointment?
Well, yeah, I think we're about to get into that with these questions. So.
But what I'm saying is that perhaps like the idea of heartbreak is the idea that everyone has a capacity for disappointment, but that there's a limit. And you know, and you have to find the things that produces your own heartbreak. Because like, you know, there are lots of people who can survive heartbreak, like, you know, sexual rejection, and they wouldn't be heartbroken. Yeah. You know, whereas other people would be heartbroken if someone said that like they were a bad lover or something, for example. You know, like,
I think it is something else other than just a disappointment.
Yeah.
I think it is. I think it is, yeah, I mean, I think of it like in psychoanalytic terms, I think of it as like an attempt to recreate, it's about like getting close to the original attachment. It's about an echo of what that was. Sometimes a way to recreate, sometimes a way to act against, rebel against, or whatever, but it's like has to have the threads of that.
Yeah, like has to relate to melancholia or something.
Yeah.
Or it has
to relate to the conditions under which you like became a person.
Yeah, it has to connect you. Heartbreak connects you to the past, whereas disappointment can be future oriented. Yeah. Like you can be disappointed that you didn't get a job, but like the heartbreak is if you had been like trying to get that, like, you know, when I was rejected from my MFA program of my dreams, I was heartbroken because I had oriented all my dreams toward that. Whereas I was disappointed to not get this or that thing because like,
but I think
it constituted my fantasy of it. Yeah. It like doesn't threaten your fantasy of yourself.
Yes.
But then what's the difference between heartbreak and narcissistic injury?
Well, I think the difference there is about like well, I think that they can go together. But I also think that has to do with the degrees of narcissism in the person. Like I do think if you're like a deeply narcissistic person, it's hard to actually love someone.
Yeah. Also, maybe you're never heartbroken as a narcissistic person.
Yes.
Anyway, who knows?
Yeah, but not that we can't.
Us normals would never know.
Yeah. Us normals. You did declare yourself normal in the last episode.
I did. How so?
I think about like what happened in that. I don't know. In your breakup, you said.
I mean, I think I acted normal. I mean, yeah, like we live in an era where like so much crazy shit happens that unless I'm like, you know, I mean, I don't need to be morbid, but I could go a lot deeper.
I just think it's funny for anyone to declare themselves normal.
Yeah. I'm Disney gay, so I am normal.
So that's what you thought. But who did you like as guests?
They're all great. I mean, they were great in different ways. Like Charlie Angman did a Tig Notaro-ass, like, you know, facing the tragedy while being hilarious and smart in a way where you're just like, oh, of course you're a genius. Jack was incredibly charismatic. Amanda, of course, is iconic and idiosyncratic and like has an incredible amount of self-confidence and self-possession that is, you know, unusual. Who else was on it? Charlie was funny. There's someone else who was funny. Jake Cornell was very funny. The rest of the people I didn't really know. I didn't know them very well. So it was, but I enjoyed them. Anyone who is willing to talk about their emotions without being like smug and saccharine is deserving of like respect.
Well, that's how I feel about when you like say this thing about like it should be more focused. I'm like, actually what emerges when I bring someone in and say like, tell me about this has like produced, I think, more authentic, like in a more authentic.
That's not what I mean. I'm not saying try to control what people say, but I'm saying like, can you ask people, for example, we're talking about you could ask someone, why is this heartbreak for you and not disappointment?
Yeah,
like
well, so I have asked that.
Okay, well, maybe I wasn't listening.
Okay.
Don't criticize your
my guest.
Your guest or your listener.
Ooh.
Are you filming?
Yeah. But then something happened.
Oop. Were you filming me?
Yeah.
Viewer, take pity on me.
There is space on the memory card. Why do you keep saying this?
Phone break?
Yeah. Can you put your phone away?
We're not. Don't be mad at me. I need to keep it though because of the food.
Okay.
All right, I'm here.
Okay. So maybe we just had a natural commercial break.
Yeah. Let's begin.
With that.
Where do we begin?
Battery dying.
Is that a podcast?
It's Esther Perel's podcast. It's called Where Should We Begin?
Who's she? I only know you. Should we start?
Yeah.
I'll read the question.
Okay.
Can I not?
You can read it. You can read the question. You just sounded like
amazing.
A character in
Sexy.
something. I'll read the question. Well, I don't know. It evoked something.
You can read it.
No, you go.
This may make me sound like a masochist, but I love heartbreak. I think it's the most intense emotion you can experience, and even though it is truly horrible, it is a reminder of how amazing and intense being in love is. I also think there is a coming-of-age aspect of it that makes it somewhat nostalgic, ? Like teenage heartbreak is such an intense experience that is one of those memorable moments that bring you into adulthood and make you realize the world isn't just about you. Mm-hmm. Are we responding to this? Are we agree? Do I have to agree with it?
No, you do not have to agree with it. We're just
vibing.
We're just vibing. Yeah, it's like associating with the prompt.
Well, I think this person is maybe not. This person makes me. I don't believe them.
Why?
Because if you love it, it's not heartbreak. You know.
What do you mean?
Like, let's repeat it. This may make me sound like a masochist, but I love heartbreak. I think it's the most intense emotion you can experience, and even though it is truly horrible, it is a reminder of how amazing and intense being in love is. I guess this person's not saying they love experiencing heartbreak; they just love it categorically.
Yeah, which is me too. It's why I'm doing.
Well,
this.
But does that mean you want more heartbreak?
I think it means you have valued the experience of it.
That's not. Yeah. Then listener, I don't think you're a masochist. I just think that you appreciate learning a lesson. I don't think you should seek out more heartbreak.
Right, but I do think that like reflects the idea that, I mean, a little bit my interest in this which I keep repeating, is that like I think it's a very generative state.
Yeah, for sure.
And I think it's good for people.
Yeah.
And which isn't to say I wish it for them often, but it's an amazing opportunity.
Yeah.
And so so I think like this person calling themselves a masochist.
No, I know that they're being casual, but maybe also the distinction is that heartbreak also is like disappointment can be damaging. Like you grow from heartbreak. Like wisdom is to be gained from heartbreak. Like if someone, like something bad that happens to you that's traumatic is like, you wouldn't really say, like there's a dimension of it, like heartbreak is like potentially, it's like, well, no, it is trauma. It's like heartbreak is the dimension of something that is like, has potential for healing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's a way, like, I mean, I'm just like playing around with the idea. Like you wouldn't say you were heartbroken. I mean, like, I don't know. It's a way.
Like war.
Yeah, but you would like, but like things that happen within it, like it connects you to your humanness.
Yeah.
You know? And perhaps it's something that like, so if you're heartbroken, it's something that makes you aware of being human rather than disappointment. Like that is more, it's more about like narcissistic instincts. It's like, I'm disappointed that I didn't get the thing I wanted, whereas I'm heartbroken. Yeah, you're talking about original state. Anyway, so no, I don't think you're a masochist. It's the most intense emotion you can experience. Sure.
Is that not true for you?
I mean, every emotion is equally intense.
That's not true for me.
I mean,
heartbreak has been, I mean, like heartbreak and panic.
Yeah. Okay, so panic. I'm sure if you have a baby, that's pretty intense. You know.
I'm going to invoke like an annoying thing that therapists say, but having a baby is not a feeling. What do you mean?
No, I meant like having a child.
Yeah, what?
Like being a parent.
Like loving
like
your
loving,
love.
Like love, yeah,
love of your offspring.
Yeah, love. I mean, yes, an intense emotion. I don't know why I'm disagreeing with this person. Even though it is truly horrible, it's a reminder of how amazing and intense being in love is. Yes, there's a coming of age aspect to it that makes it somewhat nostalgic. So this person's nostalgic. I think that yes, teenage, like maybe they are valuing heartbreak because it is a nostalgic feeling for them, because it's one of the feelings that you have when you're young.
Yeah.
That like, that you can kind of laugh at a little bit. Like most people are not traumatized by teenage love. Like they can look back somewhat nostalgically on like the follies of like teen love.
Yeah.
And be like, oh, I was so silly then.
How serious you took.
Yeah. And
but can I say something about this? Which is like, I get what you're saying, but
I'm just speculating.
Yeah. But I also have, like as an adult, when I'm really falling in love, it doesn't feel that different than it did as a teenager.
Well, that's what, when we were, for the past episode, the thing that happened with Matt, did feel like, was like, oh, this is what it feels like to fall in love with a boy, like a summer romance
Taylor
about
Swift.
the boy. Yeah, it's Taylor Swift. She knows. Do you know Maggie Nelson wrote a book about Taylor Swift?
I did not know that.
Yeah.
What is it called?
I don't know, but
like recently?
Yes.
Oh.
It's
curious.
It seems pretty. It's
what?
The review I read of it was quite scathing.
Oh.
But you know, I'm glad people are taking Swift discourse seriously. It's gonna destroy the world. Anyway, yeah. I mean, perhaps. I mean, yes. This is such a Taylor Swift area of like people love Taylor Swift heartbreak songs because it makes them feel young. Like Taylor Swift is all about feeling young, feeling like being transported to an idealized past. So yeah, heartbreak does always connect you to like ideals and fantasy. Like it's so rich in fantasy.
Yeah.
And it's interesting. It's like really textured. Disappointment can feel so empty, and heartbreak, even like the emptiness of it, is full, and that like it puts like no one would ever feel heartbroken, and like numbness is the opposite of heartbroken, like
totally.
Numb pain.
Yeah.
And depression is almost the opposite of heartbreak. Heartbreak, you know,
yeah.
like.
But what I mean,
like.
part of why I wanted to include this one is, so you have...
It's a good question.
Yeah.
Or it's a good comment.
You have that feeling about Matt as an adult.
Yeah.
This is what it's like to like...
But the thing is that the thing that is so different is that my current boyfriend, whom I love and I see myself being with for a long time, like, he's always asking me to be more romantic. And I understand what he's saying.
My boyfriend hates this too.
That you're unromantic.
No, the opposite. He's you. He's like, if anything gets too like declared romantic, he like folds.
Oh, I don't know. Well, I'm just saying so Michael, my boyfriend who shares my name, is always like, be more romantic. Don't like, and the romantic feeling is the symbol of my love. And I was like, no, the reason our love is stable is because, the love is strong because it's stable. Like, I see, firstly, not everyone needs to have, you don't need to be monogamous. You don't need to have one lover to have truly loved.
Yeah.
Like, I would want, I believe in a queer sort of love. But that being said, I do think that something should be, it is good for things to stay stable. You know what I mean? Even if like someone should, even if like or like you should not be delusional. Like delusions are mostly bad.
Yeah.
So like if you, like sometimes people who get infatuated, if they get infatuated and it doesn't sustain the relationship, and then infatuation was not good, it was delusional. You know what I mean? Even if it got, so, to fall in love in a way that's very like accelerated and fantastical is I associate that with like not real love. Infatuation, and it can be, and like and so my goal as an adult is to have like a strong constant stable relationship. That being said, perhaps like romance is something like a muscle that you have to work on. You like that you can forget about it. And the appeal to my romance, it's like true. Yeah, I could be more romantic, and this person is asking for something. And so
you're talking a little bit. It's like a little Kleinian what you're saying about like a kind of love that would exist in like a schizoid position versus a depressive position.
I read a book about Melanie Klein in the last 6 months, so I know
what I'm saying.
I know what depressive position is.
Yeah.
You should say what the depressive position is, because it's not what it sounds like.
Well, Melanie Klein, I mean, I'm going to butcher this, but like, it's much easier for me to say that sounds Kleinian than to explain it. But she talks about, there are kind of like two developmental stages, and one is, to put it roughly, one is the paranoid schizoid position, which is a more like where you start out. And that is more, the land of fantasy, and the place where there's like more extremes, like more ups and downs. And that our job is, in becoming adults, is to move into what she calls the depressive position, which is not the depressed position. It's just one where we have a more
realistic, accepting
attachment to reality. And that there's like less highs and lows. But
which is less fun.
And
maybe that's what the writer is saying, is that like this paranoid schizoid position of heartbreak brings you back to like a childlike time. That was fun, where you still had fantasies and hopes, and you weren't just like, oh, this, things didn't seem so routine. And that's what I associate with being depressed, is personally when it seems like change is impossible or nothing novel will come into my life. And heartbreak, it is true. It's like what this person is saying. Like heartbreak ruptures ideas of normalcy and of routine. Like a heartbreak is always new. You can't you don't get heartbroken the same way. Otherwise, it's a little bit like panic, right? Where you think that a panic attack, it's like, what? It's true. It's that a panic attack, panic attacks like don't have precedent. They always come like as like from another dimension. Like that's what's scary about them, is the panic is in essence like extra dimensional
and unknown.
Otherwise it would just be like, I'm worried that like I'm gonna get to the to this event late. That's a really comprehensible anxiety. So heartbreak is always ruptures, and being a teen is all about that.
What do you, when you say you believe in a queer frame for love. What do you mean?
I believe that like a long-term singular partner is not make you. What's happening?
This just stopped.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay, ready to move on to the next one?
Yes.
Okay.
The food is almost here.
Capsule.
Oh wait, no, it's picking up the order. All right, I'm ready. Wait, we're after some technical difficulties.
And a pee break.
Pee break for him, not me. Normal.
You've never peed.
Never
peed. Next question. This person wrote in, has heartbreak changed over time? What are the cultural influences on it? What are the differences and similarities between heartbreak and bereavement?
Bereavement's for dead people, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
It means grief.
But is it the same as grief? Bereavement has bereavement's specific grief is like grief plus a dead person.
Yeah,
okay.
It's grief for death. But I think the reason I wanted to include this is because of the cultural.
Yeah. I just wanted to make sure I knew the terms.
Yeah.
Has heartbreak changed over time? I assume so.
Yeah.
I mean, everything's changed over time. I mean, yes and no, right?
But like our phenomenological experience of it, I don't know that it has. Like,
of course it has. I mean, phenomenologically, how could we know? That's not like it's impossible to compare. But like the ways in which we think of coupling and love it's so much like more multi-pronged. Like if you found someone that broke your heart, like now we're just like, well, I could start dating again. I have Tinder,
you think maybe it used to be more intense?
I don't know if it used to be more intense. I didn't say that. It just like it used to be more. I think it probably we're only imagining, right?
Yeah.
Or hypothesizing that it probably felt much more analog.
Yeah.
And like more probably closer to like it's like realist fiction. Like it's like it probably felt more like Anna Karenina than Emma Klein or whatever or. What's her name?
Melanie
Sally Rooney.
Oh, Sally Rooney. Yeah.
Where there's probably, I bet people were much less jaded about heartbreak. And there was probably, but in the same way that everyone was obsessed with like Lord Byron. I don't know very much about this, but I'm just imagining like that people are now obsessed with Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
Like that there was, that heartbreak surely was like a branded and like, appealing thing that everyone was enthralled by,
Yeah, but you're saying that we maybe have like it's easier to soothe yourself with the idea that you could like it's like softened because
I don't think it's softened. I think it's just gotten weirder. It's like everything. It's like the feeling is much more overdetermined by different inputs. It's like probably more frazzled and chaotic and more cynical. And more capitalistic, I think, now we probably have much more, there are more like structures for getting over heartbreak and like retreats and like, self-care days.
A podcast
about 100 different podcasts.
Yeah.
Like the algorithm figures out you're heartbroken and starts recommending bath bombs to you.
Yeah.
So yes, I think it's changed over time, but in the same way that everything has changed over time. I don't think heartbreak has I would say heartbreak has changed over time in the same way that every emotion has changed over time, and that the technology and society in which it happens has changed. But I guess in like, I guess like polio and heartbreak have not changed in the same way, and that like there's not like a vaccine for heartbreak.
Yeah.
So, yes and no. I think that question is like it's a more descriptive than a diagnostic question.
Yeah. Well, how do you think the context of your heartbreak has like impacted your experience?
Well, for example, I'm sure queer and specifically gay male heartbreak is something you could talk about. Whereas like in 50 years ago, you just had to like go back to being a floral designer and
kill yourself.
Take too many like Quaaludes and die, or whatever the music teacher in The Simpsons would have done. What's his name?
I can't remember, Mr.
Yeah, truly one of the most homophobic representations of all time.
He's so unpleasant.
Yeah, he reminds me so much of my music teacher from high school, and middle school, Mr. Querio. If you're listening,
we will not
have
bleep.
A bad vibe.
We will not bleep you.
Yeah, you were hard. What are the cultural influences on heartbreak? That's a really good question. Well,
you just brought up a good one.
I mean, teen girls lead. Why are you smiling at me? This is true. Teen girls are the canaries of taste and affect in culture.
Yeah.
They know what things feel like before everyone else.
Yeah, people, a thing I hate, an idea that I hate is people will often, when they're like disparaging something, will be like, oh, like teen girls. As if they're not like really essential warriors of culture.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, teen girls and gays.
Yeah.
There's a reason why they like the same shit. Why like 40-year-old gays and 14-year-old girls like the same thing. Because they're at the forefront of affect recognition and validation, among other queer people. What are the cultural influences on it? Well, pop music, one.
Yeah.
People experience heartbreak so much through music.
Yes.
Arguably that's like pop music, and so many people say that when they're heartbroken, they understand what songs mean. Like, for example, when I was like coveting or like lusting after this person who didn't love me back, like I was like, oh my God, this is what every fucking pop song is about, is like him not loving you back.
Yeah.
And then how insane that makes you feel.
The week that you and I broke up, Frank Ocean, I don't know if this is in the same week, but in my memory, what happened was Frank Ocean dropped Blonde and then Beyonce dropped Lemonade.
Yeah.
And I know Lemonade was right after, because I remember watching the like premiere of it. I was staying at our friend Dan's house, and he has like a glorified closet that when you get broken up with, you can go live there. And I was living in that closet, and we were watching Lemonade, and I was like, "Fuck, Michael." I was like, it's very helpful.
So what are they called? Yeah. So I mean, music.
Yeah. I guess I thought this question meant more like the flavor of the historical moment.
Well, yeah, that's too. Yeah. I mean, I think that women right now are talking so much about like doing it themselves, and as the workplace. Like, I'm speaking broadly on like what I hear in podcasts and like Instagram posts, but like as the economy is valuing like feminine processing strengths or whatever.
Yeah.
Like I bet heartbreak for women is becoming less. Like they're able to see it with more autonomy, and they're less like, my future is like, I don't have a husband, my future's over. I mean, this is obviously like speculating and generalizing, but probably for men, it's probably more devastating, and for women, it's probably easier.
There's some statistic about that like after the death of a partner or a divorce, men are way more likely to get remarried than women. In heterosexual relationships.
So, I mean, in that way, like, the cultural, I mean, I think it's influenced by everything. It's technology, marriage used to be like, and love was an economic, like had so many economic dimensions that it doesn't now.
Yeah.
I don't think you have to we don't talk about dowries very often. So.
Yeah, but that's, I mean, like, economics is part of it.
Yeah.
Can you just keep your hand down?
Sorry.
It's okay.
What are the differences and similarities between heartbreak and bereavement? This is a question for you.
Well, I think that's a good question.
Sex is not part of, I guess, bereavement. You can.
Yeah.
Maybe there's an aspect, I know I'm interrupting you, but like bereavement has an identification with it. Sorry.
Okay.
Bereavement has an identification with it that like you're like, everyone died. Like you don't have to confront your own death. Like when you get heartbroken, it's like
usually with the deaths, you're not wondering about what part you played in it. although that can happen.
But also, like, when someone dies, you have to confront death, whereas heartbreak doesn't like have as much of a meta, like, content.
Well, I think it does, but in like existential aloneness, which is connected to death, but it's also like I'm living this life alone, and it's like not so much that I will die, but I will die by myself.
And also, but heartbreak you experience by yourself, whereas bereavement you can experience with other people.
But that's
I gotta hold that thought. I gotta go pick up Pho for my boyfriend. I'm an amazing boyfriend. Do I need? This
is the ASMR or the AI Pho boyfriend.
I thought it was such a good question for us to end on.
Everything does like a year-end wrap-up now, like the Spotify Wrapped or whatever. Like my CrossFit gym is like your CrossFit gym year-end review, and the Simple Practice, which is like the therapy software, is like your flight path has landed. It's my
right. Let's go back.
Okay. Okay, I think that
back
was
at the house.
Enough on culture.
Well, we were talking about the difference between heartbreak and bereavement.
Yeah. But I think we answered it.
Okay.
Yeah. The next listener wanted to say, many of the people you've talked to this season have been on the younger side. I wonder if you'd get different answers from older people with recent heartbreaks. I do want to say about this, I'm aware of this, and I would like to have on older people. My therapist was like, my therapist confronted me about this, and her sister she offered up her sister to come on, which I'm gonna do.
Okay.
I know some older people who have lost partners or spouses via breakup or death, who are very eager to get prescriptions for antidepressants in the wake of their loss. This person has opinions about medication.
That's not an opinion. That's a description.
Well, wait.
Okay.
They have seemed less eager to learn from or grow from their lessons than a lot of people you've talked to. And this raised questions for me. Should heartbreak always be something to learn from, or should we be okay with mitigating against it? Is it something that we even want to be treating therapeutically?
There is a lot of judgment in this.
What do you hear?
Well, that taking antidepressants after you get broken up with is somehow
is avoidant of the lesson.
Or it's just like that you can't, like, some people just can't learn when they're depressed.
Yeah.
And can't cope.
Yeah.
And
I thought that Charlie Bardet, when he was on, he was like, I had to go on. He talked about, like, frankly, he's like, I had to go on an SSRI.
It's also such an incredible, like, if someone, like, it's a really big judgment against the seriousness of heartbreaks, affective fallout.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if, like, someone got sexually assaulted and needed to go on antidepressants, like, you wouldn't really accuse them of, I mean, and I know this isn't a good comparison, but also it's like, yeah, people are allowed to, as long as they're not harming other people, they can feel however the fuck they want.
But this does kind of point to the thing we were talking about before, the way that, like, the cultural impact that, like, our lives don't really leave a lot of space to be, like, taken down for a while, There's like, it's a very fast-paced life that involves a lot of having to show up in many different ways. Like, modern life requires a lot of energy,
Yeah.
So the fantasy would be like, maybe in the past you would be able to, like, take a sec to, like.
Well, for older people who have less time, like, should heartbreak be something to learn from, or should we be okay with mitigating against it? That's a false binary. Not that matters, but everyone should always strive to learn from something if it's possible.
Mm-hmm.
I understand the question based on if someone is, like, late in life, they have a partner who breaks up and they have more. I think you should always, like, if you get broken up with or break up, you should strive to gain wisdom from what you're going through. If I could understand as an adult or as an older adult, of course, the heartbreak is the heartbreak is probably completely differently flavored because there's less of, like, you can have less of a fantasy about, like, healing or redeeming or growing from it, but that doesn't mean you shouldn't try to grow from it. Mm-hmm. Like, it could be just as simple as, like, valuing yourself more or working on your autonomy or, like it doesn't need to be directed towards another relationship.
Yeah.
It can just, it can be directed towards survival and like emotional autonomy, which people need in relationships or outside of relationships.
Yeah, I think it's a book I read recently about just like clinical, it was this analyst, his like, here's my sort of late in career, like here's what I know about the job.
Yeah.
And one of the chapters is about a treatment that he does with a woman who comes in for analysis at like 78 or something. And she's like, I'm not going out of this world without like really understanding myself. And I think that's so admirable. And is that person, is her experience of analysis going to mean something different than if she did it at 25? Sure. But I mean, a friend of mine and someone is often saying there is no time in the unconscious. And I believe that to be true.
Yes.
That like we do develop across our lifetime.
Yeah, for sure.
And things move, but if we believe in an unconscious organization of ourselves, the die is kind of cast pretty early.
Yeah.
And it's always there waiting to be understood more deeply.
I also think that like in terms of, we're bringing up the unconscious, like people, in my opinion, people who don't strive to understand themselves often externalize, like things find their way in and out regardless of your defenses. Mm-hmm. And people who don't strive to learn from an event tend to take it out on other people or themselves. Yeah. So, and it's usually, it's not good, right? So I think if someone, should you learn from, if refusing to learn from it causes you to harm yourself more in a way that is arguable, or to harm someone else in a way that they feel harmed, then yes, you should learn from it. But if it's too painful, but learning, what is learning from it? Learning you have a boundary about how much you can take on from from an event, that's learning. Saying like, I actually can't do this. I don't want to I'm 65, I don't want to go back to this. I mean, a lot of people who aren't dating again, who decide not to remarry and stay alone, are they not learning from it? Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but on the other hand, I do get what this person is saying, is that there is value in, there's value in experiencing your feelings.
Yeah,
and like,
sure.
And obviously like, there's a way in which, what they're describing could be like an avoidant situation.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. I think that, I mean, that's why bringing up like consent and externalizing is one metric, is that no one can tell you how to experience something, but no one can with certainty or consensually or non-consensually tell you how you're feeling, but people can tell you how your actions affect them. Yeah. And if it's pushing them away, if like, like people can feel negatively affected by your actions, and that's information that you need to take on. So yes, it varies. You should always strive not to pay pain forward. Yeah. And whether that means going on antidepressants so you turn into less of a fucking psycho, or taking up meditation, or just like staying the course. I think that those are all different modalities of learning and treating. And healing is like such a multifaceted, like multiform, whatever, like whatever the word is, protean, like process. Like, and truly, and I think one of the, like, a really basic psychological, and I mean basic in a negative way, psychological idea is that like healing has to be therapeutic. Like if you can, healing, it has to be like verbal, and it has to be like lesson based, Yeah. Like if you can do breath work and you become more meditative and and it's about like, then that's real. Or if you like just want to start gardening more, or I don't fucking know, whatever people do, really, as long as you're just not bugging someone else, like you're healing.
It's a good answer, Michael. We're going to move on, just in the interest of time, to the last question.
I have a cute question.
You have a cute question?
Yeah. Okay. Like a little palate cleanser, maybe?
Okay.
What's 3 amazing heartbreak songs? 2 or 3 amazing heartbreak songs? Heartbreaker.
That's just the best song.
This is the best song that just happens to have the word
The best
heartbreak in
song
it.
is called Heartbreaker by Mariah Carey.
Okay, so one.
Heartbreaker. There's this song called Half a World Away by R.E.M. that I just was like never not
Tell
in my
me you're
rotation.
an elder millennial without telling me you're an older
Wow,
millennial.
it's an amazing song.
What's a heartbreak song?
And it really, yeah.
I can't think of any at the moment, even though they're all heartbreak songs.
Ivy by Frank Ocean.
Yeah.
It's good.
I don't actually know what songs are about. I only know what they sound like.
It's really weird that you don't listen to lyrics, but
yeah, like I'll like listen to a song and I'll be like, this is a really like beautiful, relaxed song. And they'll be like, oh no, it's actually about someone having a miscarriage. And I'll be like, okay, I don't know. I only know the vibe.
Mm-hmm.
So explain to me what heartbreak is.
You quoted that Joni Mitchell song earlier.
About clouds?
Yeah.
Is that song secretly about heartbreak or is it just about everything?
You had this, in the moment, you had some meaning assigned to it.
Yeah, but things, well, that's because Joni Mitchell is just amazing. Mm-hmm. We wish her well on her Morgellons disease journey. Mm-hmm. I mean that seriously.
Yeah.
So, should we go to the last question?
Yeah.
I think we should paraphrase this question a little bit, unless you want to read it all.
Okay. Okay, go for it. Paraphrase. This person is saying that when they are heartbroken, they retreat.
Yeah, and they become toxic. And I'm going to read a few of the charming lines from
Yeah.
it. If the world decides to be rude and nasty and I'm heartbroken, I fear that I let toxic masculinity get the best of me. It's LOL that I'm femme-coded in most other ways, but anything to do with vulnerability really trips me out. Mm-hmm. And this person says that most of the people in their life are actually non-judgmental and feel safe to be around, so their reaction is not necessarily based in reality. Mm-hmm. That when they're heartbroken, they sit on the bed like that Tiffany Pollard meme. And they make a Justin Timberlake reference, which as a non-fan of Justin Timberlake, I will not repeat.
A non-fan?
Yeah. Well,
official.
An official non-fan of him. He feels let down opening up to people, he feels let down. And when he shares, just the fact of sharing his expectations, he feels let down.
Yeah.
And even when someone is affirming, he feels like they don't get it. And he says he should, why not just load up season 9 of Real Housewives of New York and wait it out? So self-soothe through like media. And he thinks that he's sparing people by not asking for help. Mm-hmm.
I mean, my thoughts about this are that the idea that people are not going to understand, that it's just like it's grandiose.
Yeah.
And like that's defensive against just how like actually vulnerable he feels.
And also maybe defensive about his inability to, he is like, people produce the reactions they receive, whether that means that they direct their energy towards people that are not appropriate to work with, to like communicate with, or they craft it. I mean, people also, like I'm saying, there's a way to look at, you can see who are you talking to, how are you talking to them, what are your feelings.
Well, but I think this person is saying, like he talks about the people around me are like generally safe. Like I know I can trust them.
But that's not though. It's not. They're not safe. He thinks they're safe, but they don't. They're not acting in a way that makes him feel safe.
That is not what he says. He says.
Well, he doesn't feel safe.
Most of the people in my life are non-judgmental and feel safe to be around.
He puts "feel safe" in quotes.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm not saying that they're not safe. I'm saying that that if they were acting in the way that he wanted them to, he would be feeling safe. So they are not it's not their job to prevent him feeling unsafe.
Yeah.
But
this is also Kleinian.
But he can approach it from a different way.
Uh-huh.
You know.
Well, it's a dream of like of like an ideal caretaking.
Yeah.
That's going to make it all better.
Yeah.
And then if he can't have that, then he just, it's like it's like the second injury. Like there's the injury of you got heartbroken and now that no one's coming along to clean it up for you.
Yeah. And I do think that you often say when I'm, we say to one another, although you more than I do, do you want help?
Oh, in our, in
our roommate situation, do you want help, hug, or to be heard?
Yeah.
And I think you also, sometimes the other person can't ask that for you. You need to ask that of yourself, and you need to say, this is what, like, you need to be like, know what you can, I think in general, and as an artist, as sometimes I do visiting critic for art, for, painting students, and I do like to say, like, what will be helpful to you? Because some people, people learn and grow in different ways, and I think this person should do some deep, what is it that makes you feel unsafe? What is it? Is it body language? Is it not using specific vocabulary, like certain words that maybe make you feel recognized?
Yeah.
This person needs to, and I'm not in any way criticizing them.
Yeah.
I'm if they believe that the people in his life are there for him, and yet he doesn't feel cared for, the formula needs to change. Either he needs to change his expectations, he needs to change his actions, or he needs to change the people, or he needs to put on Roni season 9, and let's take that out as one of the options. Although,
well, but I guess what I'm proposing is that
do a little bit of everything.
A little bit of everything, but also understanding the meaning of how the chasm between him and other people in that moment, that that's a construct that he's created.
So his vulnerability a priori distances him.
Yeah.
He in confessing, they just become, he pushes them away in his mind because that's how he feels safer.
Yeah.
He doesn't even want the help, he pushes them away because to actually be vulnerable is too vulnerable.
Yeah. Yeah. That he relies on grandiosity in that moment. And in that state, everyone is too small to help.
Well, what's that mean?
Means the battery just died.
Bereavement?
Yeah. But actually, you know what? We should probably wrap up anyway. So we're gonna end on just the Michael cam.
Okay.
Right there. But yeah.
How it should have ended, how it always should be.
One single cam.
Yeah. No, or just new host. It's like the pit stop for Drag Race.
New host.
Season 2 of That Sounds Hard should be me as the host, and it's not actually a dialogue. It's just me.
Monologue.
It's just me telling people what they've done wrong. But no, I think that for this person, I do think what I'm saying though is that there's grandiosity, and that grandiosity isn't bad, or it may be pathological, but maybe maybe have greater faith in if the people's ability to help you. Actually, perhaps calibrate yourself to how they can help you. Sometimes you can't ask. You can ask someone, the wrong person, the right way for advice, and you left feeling dispossessed.
Yeah.
How can you ask the right person? What's the right question to ask to the specific person in order to get something? One friend can give you good advice. One friend can watch TV with you.
Yeah.
One friend will go out and go drinking with you.
But I also think this, it speaks to someone in my profession is inviting people into a space to say that this is specifically designed for you to express yourself. In therapy.
Yeah.
That's the implicit invitation, and people still find it hard to be vulnerable and name their feeling and share it with you. So I do think that this is not so pathological. I think it is human and difficult.
Yeah, I don't think it's toxically masculine to feel distance from people.
No.
I think it's toxically masculine to act out on it in ways that are violent.
Yeah. But there is something it's funny that he's saying that this
person is not femme-coded.
Well, it's you just listening to Britney Spears and grew up around
Townie boys
who, this person is not femme-coded. He's half of his diet is gravy, but
women eat gravy.
And also he learned to do this sullen, tucked away thing from Darlene Connor on Roseanne. So I don't buy that either. But I do think Yeah.
But we love this person. Like, the person who wrote this, we love.
He knows
that. He knows that. But also, like, I think, I genuinely believe that challenging, like, try to create the outcome you want, you know?
Yeah.
Like, you have to, if you really want it, work for it.
Yeah.
You know, and if you're not getting it, ask first yourself rather than of other people.
Well, I think I suspect that they're asking this question saying, like, I do this thing, I'm not so sure what's going on with me there. Yeah. I don't know that he actually really wants this to be different. I don't think this works. I don't think that I think this like mostly works for this person.
Okay, well then why the fuck are you writing, loser?
Because I told him to.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, which is so nice.
Anyway, is there anything else you want to talk about before we go eat our lunch?
No, Happy New Year, Michael.
Oh yeah, is this on in 2026?
No, this is the last week of...
Do you have any New Year's resolutions?
I want to quit one of my jobs.
That's a good resolution.
Yeah. Yeah. You?
Here are my New Year's resolutions. One is I'm going to start being more critical of people when they exoticize me and my boyfriend Michael for having the same name, because I'm tired of talking about it, honestly. Yeah. I don't care what you think it's weird. I'm just going to be like, I'm not interested in talking about it anymore. Two is to read more literature from the subaltern.
What does that mean?
Like the global south.
Oh, okay.
Like non-white.
Yeah.
But also maybe with some East Asia too. Just more books by non-white people. And I don't mean that in a virtuous way, just out of curiosity about the entirety of the world.
Yeah.
And move beyond the haters. You know who you are.
I don't know who you're talking about.
You absolutely know who I'm talking about.
Your haters.
You know who I'm talking about.
Okay, I do know.
I know you know.
They're myriad.
They're not myriad. Don't lie about the number of my haters.
I'm kidding. Okay, thanks, Michael.